Hi everyone, it's Justin here, Voices for Voices. Thank you very much for joining. Whether you're watching, listening here in the United States or across the world, thank you. And we are grateful to have you with us. If you can give us a thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, share, reshare, repost, and even share the Voices for Voices podcast with maybe 25 or 50 contacts in your phone. They will not be disappointed, nor will you be disappointed. And they and you can find our podcast wherever you get your podcasts at. We're everywhere. Voices for Voices. Thank you so much for being with us today. Just got back from running a couple errands, uh, and it feels good to have a sense of accomplishment this early in the day that we're filming. Uh, it really helps set the table for the rest of the day, and so when you can get uh, you know small things, big things accomplished, uh, that's always a good thing. And when you can do that earlier in the day, it helps the rest of your day. At least that's what I've noticed. Again, don't take everything I say as the know all be all. It's not that. I'm just sharing my experiences with you in the hopes of helping at some juncture in time. And welcome to the Voices for Voices family. Thank you for being with us. Uh, it's very as we go through life, there are very easy things. Okay, Lucy, we're gonna go to the other side so I can. There's things that are very easy, and then there's things that are very, very difficult. Just the other day, uh, had one of those uh, difficult experiences. Okay, Lucy, over here. Thank you. And so with here, I'm scooting myself over here. Um, and so it was a very difficult uh, experience because of probably if I were to venture a guess, uh, may have to do with like if we have done experienced something ourselves and we see somebody else that is experiencing something a little similar, uh, sometimes it can take us back to that place, and that place may be a place of trauma, of doing some hard things, making some hard choices, and and that's something that happened for me recently, where this particular experience took me back several, well, yeah, several years, uh, because I experienced something similar, and it can, in the moment, like when you're doing the thing, as you know, we have a dog, so the anytime that the camera moves around. That's why. But when you're in the moment, experiencing the thing, the experience, the whatever it may be, it is in this particular example, it is hard to go through it alone. And I don't mean that it's only me. There's a lot of people affected by this thing that remains nameless. Uh, and so it was hard. It was very difficult. I broke down, cried. Like I said, it took me back to I remember almost like like a remembering, like reaching back in my mind and my brain to when I experienced something very similar. And we talk about the mental health and all that and the trauma and the recovery. This is what this is part of what I've been and we've been sharing with you is it's hard to go it's hard to go through things when past experiences, events come back into play, right? So we can try to forget, but it is hard, or if not impossible, to do that. And that was something I learned just the other day because, I had thought that some things that I had gone through in the past were gone, like, right? So have an experience and then the experience, the event, it's gone. And that is absolutely not the case. And that strengthens the case of what we've been trying to share. That when we talk about mental health, we we can try to put it back in the back of our mind, but it's still there. And and I learned again the other day that it was something that was many multiple years ago. Something that I thought was I wouldn't say something that I thought at the moment I did, but since then not. And I'm talking about mental health, right? So you get a bruise on your arm, and so you're able to see the bruise, see the discoloration, and then you're able to see it heal. Well, on the inside, in our mind, our brain, we can't see just looking at a person. And so all these thoughts, events, traumatic, not traumatic, all those are still in our minds. And no matter how much people try to tell me or tell you or anybody, just get over it, just get over it. Well, it's all well and good. Try to, try the best we can. And I really don't like, yeah, Lucy's got her Lammy. Uh, yeah, I really don't like the philosophy, like you don't know unless you've been through it. But as the last couple months have unfolded, especially the last like couple of weeks, I think there might be some truth in that. Because trying to talk and explain and all that, it's easy to talk and explain, but it's another for the mind to like, put the check in the box, check mark in the box. It's hard to do that. It feels like we should be able to do that. We should be able to move on and have these events, experiences, have them just vanish away, like that bruise that hypothetical bruise I just talked about. Not the case though. And I think part of that stigma is, oh, like if you're having a good day or I'm having a good day, it's easy to say, oh, he's better. He's doing better. And then on the not good days, the slow days, he's so lazy. What's what's going on? And it's really hard to have those moments where we're being questioned like that. I mean, I don't know anybody who wants to get hurt physically or mentally. So it doesn't bring me any joy, it doesn't bring me any happiness of the things that I've gone through and if I'm, reminded of things in the past, like I just mentioned earlier, I mean, I wish that was the case. Like we said, like wish it would just vanish and go away. Again, I learned that that's not the case over the past several years, but this one event, one experience has really crystallized that in that we're we're just doing the best we can. Sometimes it's gonna feel like enough. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes people are gonna pat you on the back or say good job, and other times they're gonna ghost you and using those as, I guess, extremes one way or the other. And I just wanted to share this with you because maybe you're dealing with something similar or have been, where there's something that happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever the time frame may be. And then we kind of feel like, we're strong enough to not let that affect us until it does affect us. And like our bodies we're humans. We have emotions. It's, I mean, it's really no secret that I've been known to be emotional at times, even publicly on our show, on our podcast, and other ways and means. Because I feel that by being real and authentic instead of fake, it is going to be what helps people, what people can maybe relate to a little bit. Like, man, I went through this event 10 years ago, and then just the other day, something similar is going on, and we just go, "Oh my gosh, yeah, thought I was strong enough to get through this type of activity, this event, this experience." And while we all are survivors at some level, sometimes even survivors get emotional. Sometimes even survivors have a hard time dealing with what's happening, what's going on. And I just want to say it's okay. It's as normal can be. I know it's easier said than done not to worry about what others think a lot, try to rise above that, which I try to do. But again, there's sometimes that no amount of anything can, replace, those thoughts that we thought were so far in the past that it's just like a recall, like in a library of things are filed away in our brain. And we thought that things wouldn't get to us if they happen again. So it's easy for me to say, don't worry. But I just mentioned, this whole show, I just went through this kind of experience, like this total recall of a series of events that I went through that now hits close to home with somebody else. And sometimes very recently, it's it's hard to it's hard to figure out how to help these situations because we want to help. We want to I want to fix something. That I'm a fixer. I guess most men and boys are fixers wherever they go. Something's happening, they go and they try to fix it. Sometimes they come across as, well, they're not, they don't, they overlook these things. When in fact, we just want to try to get things back to zero or like that even spot where, we're able to continue our lives at the most productive level as we can, doing what we want to do, not what others want us to do, while trying to be strong, but understanding that being strong also can bring emotions. Because the more we pent up all different thoughts, different experiences, different traumas, and we just, again, just keep shoving it back in our mind, in our brain. There's going to come a time, might not be today, tomorrow, in a month, a year. There's a good chance there'll be a time where, we call burnout or other terms can be used. And that's what we have to be very careful of so we can, if that ever happens, we can get some help and not be ashamed of it, not worry about the stigma at all. Because it's not going to do us any good. We can worry about the stigmas and we can and all that. But when we're present, and that's the big deal. When we're present, we feel what's going on. We can be emotional, have emotions, not worry about people going, oh, he's crying, he's upset, oh, I'm a human being, I have emotions. And so are you. So much of life is just be strong, just get through it. That's an easy thing to say. Easy to say, hard to do. Easy to say, hard to do. Easy to say, hard to do. So we just do the best we can. And no matter who we are, what status, it doesn't matter. There's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days. And if we just keep our mind as much as possible on the positives, the good days, the good experiences, that even if something in the past comes up, we can be emotional, use our emotions, and not be afraid. It's on Be Not Afraid. Easier said than done, but it's something to think about. So thank you very much for joining us on this episode of the Voices for Voices podcast and TV show. You can give us a thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, share, reshare, repost, even reach out to 25 or 50 or even 100 contacts in your phone. And please share the Voices for Voices podcast and TV show. The podcast can be found wherever you or your contacts get their podcast. Just search for Voices for Voices with the four spelled out, FOR. So until next time, let's celebrate the voices of the world. A lot of negativity in the world. So let's celebrate the voices of the world. And let's be a voice for not only ourselves, but maybe also somebody else in need that isn't able to share their voice for one reason or another. So until next time, we'll see you on the next episode. And thank you for making our Voices for Voices podcast one of the most successful independent podcasts in the world. Thank you and have a great day. Bye bye for now.